Okay, I'm going to go ahead and kind of show you what I do to feed my baby bearded dragons. Just have a clutch here that just hatched about a week or two ago. Same thing I do for my adult bearded dragons is I use dark green vegetables. Anything that your adult bearded dragon will eat, you can feed to your younger bearded dragons. Just be aware of the fact that they need 80% live, like baby crickets, and 20% vegetables. And then as they get older, that ratio kind of, flips over to 80% vegetation and then 20% crickets and other live food. On a baby bearded dragon, you want to make sure you give them some calcium supplement. I use the Flecker's calcium with vitamin D. You want to be able to use this very sparingly on baby bearded dragon's food every day, and I try to pinch it to just get a very slight amount on the crickets or vegetation, just a very fine dusting. And you want to do this daily for the babies, and adults you want to do about 3 times a week with their feedings. I also like to spray the vegetation down with some water, give them some hydration, and then it's good to feed. Now you want to make sure that when you're feeding them, you want to stay away from the thicker stems of any of the branches. Even the smaller stems you want to keep away from them. Make sure that the pieces are cut down really small to where they can get it down to where it's not going to be a problem. I've got some kale here, some dark green red leaf lettuce. You don't want to give them iceberg, and you don't want to give them anything that's going to be too high in water. And then, of course, your crickets as well. So anyways, I'm going to go ahead and give these to the beardies right now so you can see. Okay, here's the clutch of my little baby bearded dragons. They're awesome. They're a lot of fun to have. And I'm going to go ahead and put the vegetation in here. They're normally pretty good about eating. Sometimes you can kind of move it around like you do with adults to kind of get them interested in the food. I can even take some of them and kind of move them onto the vegetation to get them into it. They will start to eat them as they go. You can see that little guy there, he's just chewing down. You want to make sure again that you get, here comes some more guys, get them nice and small. The vegetation's got to be small so they don't choke on them. Any big feedings you give them with larger feedings can actually break their spine and give them what's called straight leg, which can actually be a paralyzed back hind leg. So you want to be careful of that. As far as the tank I've got here is a, let's see, this is a 40-gallon tank. We've got the basking area here with a little decorative stone that they can bask on. And of course on the other side of the cage you have an area of the tank that's a little cooler that they can kind of come and retreat if it gets too warm. Use paper towels. Do not use any of the kind of substrate like sand. They can choke on it. They can get impaction and kill them. So you want to make sure you use paper towels, newspaper, use layers, and then you should be good to go on that. I do mist them at least a couple of times a day, and wherever they're at, I'm misting them all around where they're at so they can kind of lick the water off of the sides or wherever they're at. I do keep ready some water available for them if they need water, but they do just really dig the vegetations. You want to make sure you don't just get all excited about the crickets. I know this is more work, but you've got to give them veggies. They need it. And again, spray the veggies down with a little bit of water so they get some hydration. And then as you go along, you should be able to get some nice big beardies here. Again, these are our stars, our two winners. They've got their veggies here as well. They're just not quite into them yet tonight, but I'm sure that they will get into it here. They've been, they're actually kind of going through their period of time of their life where they're just kind of like mellowing out, kind of doing a hibernation type of thing. So they do kind of get a little bit more calm throughout certain periods of the year, and this is that time. So anyways, there you have it. Simply feeding your beardies. One other note, as far as lighting, you want to use the UVA UVB light. You want to provide that at least 5 to 6 hours a day. I normally leave it on from 10 o'clock in the morning until the evening time. And then of course you want to use a heat lamp. I use a 100-watt heat lamp in this for a reptile heat lamp. And then last, I use a dark light in the evening. You always want to give them a place to where they can actually warm up You want to get a basking area around 95 degrees on one end of the tank, and on the other end of the tank you want to keep about 70 to 75 degrees. So it's really important to have a nice long tank that they can kind of go back and forth and have their proper heating. Okay, and aside from that, it's pretty simple. Again, the crickets, as far as the crickets I've got for these guys, just to give you an idea as to the size of the crickets you want to get, I just simply keep them in a Tupperware container. And these are the guys here. They're really small, and they will just go after them. I mean, I guess I can give a few more to them here, but when they go in, I mean, they go nuts for them. But you want to make sure you give them the vegetation as well. They're the cutest little creatures on God's green earth. But if you just take care of them, a nice little red guy here, he's going to be red. Yeah, here they all come. They're looking for the crickets now. So anyways, just a few tips. Hope you guys enjoy, and you take care.